Morning. Look, no boxes behind me anymore. Still crap around. I moved in recently and it's just taken me a couple months to get rid of all the boxes. Anyway, um, I have a new little friend with me. This is Baby Bird. Say hi, Baby Bird. I'm going to drop it off at the Pasadena Humane Society a little later when they open at 11. Um, I found it. It fell out of a tree, and uh, and I dragged a ladder. Actually, it didn't fall out of a tree. It fell out of a sign next to a tree. The parents had built the nest in. There's like a little tunnel, hollow area between two parts of the sign. They'd built a nest in there, and it fell out. Um, and I found it when I was walking Ludo, my dog, and so I dragged a big ladder over and attempted to put it back in with some gardening gloves, but I couldn't get my hands in. Anyway, the neighbors saw, some dude came over and he climbed the ladder and just like took it and put it in, and we're like, yay, cool, we saved the day, right? And then something told me to just go back and check like a half an hour later, and there it was on the grass again. So I figured it was getting kicked out of its nest instead of falling out. Anyway, I've been feeding it dried dog food that's been soaked in water so it's mushy, and I cooked it up some millet and mashed it, and it's been eating some soft millet and hard-boiled egg, which I think is weird because isn't that cannibalism? Isn't it really chicken cannibalism? Like chicken dog food, whatever. Anyway, the thing survived through the night, and it's still asking for food this morning, so it's pretty, except for some scrapes, I think it's pretty doing okay. So, moving on. I want to talk about love and loving oneself, because it's something that I think I'm only just discovering for real after like many years of trying to figure out what the hell that means. Because, they say you can't love someone else until you love yourself. But what does that mean? What does loving yourself mean? Or you don't know what love is for someone else until you love yourself. So I think the best way I've discovered it or figured it out is like if I have disapproval for myself, then I start projecting it on other people. So like, for example, and on pause, as I was saying. So if I have disapproval for myself, I project it on other people, or that opinion of myself gets unloaded onto other people, right? So like, and I'm having these lessons in this current relationship that I have. So, for instance, he's posting stuff on his Facebook page, and there's this young woman, attractive young woman who's commenting on everything. And inside of me, there's a part of me that's like, oh, right, jealous, or like, who is she? Because I feel, and then I have to ask myself, well, where's that coming from? And it's like, well, I feel like she's better than me in some way, and maybe she wants him, and maybe she does want him, and maybe he's attracted to her. She's an attractive woman, at least from her Facebook page. So, but then I have to ask myself, but he picked me, like, and if he wanted her, he could dump me if that was the case, but he wouldn't pick someone that he wasn't that into anyway. So he's into me, and I have to remember that. But what's coming up is the lack of self-love in that situation, right? So oh, I don't think I'm good enough, or to compare to her, or even to be better than her. I mean, I don't even know who this woman is, so So I guess I get to turn in and look at myself and say, okay, what are the things I'm not proud of? What are the things that I think aren't good enough? And look at those things and heal them. So there are parts of myself that I don't like. So when I think that, then I project that onto him and I think, oh, he doesn't like those parts of me, so I'm not good enough. You see how that works? It sucks, right? We all do it. I see it. That's where jealousy comes from. That's where all kinds of things, when we disapprove of ourselves. So what gets in the way then is we hold this negative opinion of ourselves, or we think we're not enough, right? We judge ourselves, we find fault, and we think other people feel that way about us. So when there's an issue, so when that comes up, we start thinking, and this is where the fault, the crack lies. We start thinking the other person doesn't like us for that thing. And then we create distance, or we create a dramatic situation, or whatever, fill in the blank. You create something negative so that love can't happen, or it creates a barrier for that love to happen. So every time you do that, every time you create a barrier, creating drama, getting upset, it's all stemming back to self-love and how much you don't love yourself. Because if you can accept yourself, then you won't create those dramas, those barriers. And then the bridge for loving you and loving this other person is still there. And then when they do something, or they do their drama, and they create those problems, then you can see it, and maybe you'll have compassion for it. So I think that's, so far, at least, what I'm learning about what it means to love yourself, and only being able to love another if you can love yourself. I'd love to hear more about your feelings on this topic.